Hello everyone! Welcome to Much Ado About Gaming. My name is Jessa Blackthorne, and thank you so much for tuning in today. I am so sorry for that wait, but if I'm not having technical issues, is it really Tuesday? I hope you're all doing well. I hope that if you were celebrating, a great new year if you were celebrating. I hope that you and your family are staying safe, staying healthy. I am so excited to talk to you today about what we've got coming today. It's really exciting. But before we get started, just a couple quick reminders as always. This is a show about board games. On this show, I talk about WizKids Board Game products. If you have questions about our other product lines, RPG, HeroClix, Dice Masters, Attack Wing, the best place to get answers about those things is on the WizKids social media accounts. So we are WizKids Games on Twitter and Instagram. We are WizKids on Facebook, and that's going to be the best place to get answers to your questions. It's going to be the best place to be among the first to get updates. So definitely check those locations out if you're looking for information. Another thing to keep in mind is that this show is live streamed, so if you have any questions, please type question in the chat. I've got my eye on the chat, so if I'm able to answer your question, I will. I can't promise I will be able to answer all questions, but I will do my best. I'm trying to think. I feel like I'm missing something. It's been so long. We took, a little break for the holidays from the show, so it's been a little while since I've been with you guys, but I am so happy to be here, be back. I'm so happy that you're all tuning in, and we've got a great show for you. If you can remember what I missed, please message it to the chat. But without any further ado, today what we are doing is we are talking about and actually unboxing a really exciting upcoming WizKids game, and that is Detective Rummy. So Detective Rummy is a Rummy-based board game. It's based on the Mystery Rummy series from Mike Fitzgerald, and the game itself is a Rummy-inspired kind of mystery game. I was going to say a detective game, but yes, that's Detective Rummy, so of course it's a mystery detective Rummy game. But in the game, players are portraying detectives working for the one-time famous Rummy Detective Agency, founded by the legendary Mike Rummy. I can't talk today, apparently. This is what happens when I take, a 2-week break. But anyway, yes, things have gone a bit downhill since Mike's day, and he was quite eccentric. But what a detective. You and your fellow detectives will take on the task of restoring order as well as pride in the Rummy Detective Agency as cases start rolling in. Now, let me tell you, I am so excited for this game. I love mystery games. I love, intriguing, noir-style games, both in board games and in video games. This has nothing to do with video games, except that I like mystery video games, so this is really up my alley in terms of board games as well. This is a Rummy-style card game with storytelling elements that are revealed in a series of 7 different cases, which each kind of relate to a different crime. So you're detectives vying to solve these crimes, and each case presents new locations, suspects, and challenges. Some of the elements can kind of carry over to other cases, and that's due to, recurring suspects, bad blood. It's really, really cool. But there's 2 modes of play in general. So the first mode is campaign mode, and in campaign mode you play the 7 cases in order. And the second mode is called case mode, and in case mode you play cases 2 to 6 as standalone games in any order you want. So it's really interesting, the kind of different ways you have to play this and the ways you can experience this game. Each case also has what's called game changer cards, and these cards actually add variability and replayability to each case because they can be kind of discovered at different times and at different locations. But in either mode, your job is to gain fame by solving the crime and finding the guilty party, and the player with the most fame at the end of the game wins. So let me just show you before we jump into the unboxing, because like I said, I have a copy of the game right here. You just saw it. But before we jump into the unboxing, I want to show you all some photos of the game that we took. So these photos are just really beautiful imagery of the game itself. I realized I didn't play my feature presentation intro like I normally do. Sorry about that. But I wanted to jump right in since you all waited so patiently as we were starting late. So you can see this shows off really all the sides of the box. And then you have kind of the different cards. So one thing I'm going to tell you about the copy that we're unboxing today is that it's not So it's not organized in the way it normally would be when you get it new. So this was our photography copy for work. So far we only had the one copy. The rest of the samples haven't come in yet, but I really wanted to show you this today because I'm really excited about it. So it's a little bit more disorganized, and I didn't have a chance to put it away the proper way before filming this today. So don't worry about what it looks like inside. You know, you can worry about the insert. I'll show you all the components. But just don't be concerned if it looks a little messy inside. It's not going to look like that when you get it, I promise. But the copy that you're seeing today is literally the copy that we used to take these photos, which is pretty cool. So this is a great game if you really love, you know, mystery games, if you love detective stuff like me. If you love Rummy-style card games, that's something that, you know, is a very popular kind of genre of card game, and this really does something really interesting with it. The game plays 2 to 4 in about 45 to 60 minutes, and it's $64.99, so it's a great price point. You get a lot of components. You're gonna see all the components, but it's fantastic, and it really looks great too. Like once the thing circles back around, I just want to talk about this box art. Like, look, it looks fabulous. I love it. Also, if you hear hum in the background today, I apologize. We have a 3D printer here, and it's currently going, so I keep hearing it. I'm not sure if you can hear it. I'm not sure if my mic is picking it up, but I didn't want you all to think that there was just some weird buzzing happening. It's a 3D printer, so I apologize. But with that, let's jump on in to this unboxing of Detective Rummy. So I have the copy right here. As always, my camera is a little too close to capture the full box, but I mean, you're pretty much getting the whole thing. Packaging is beautiful. It's really, really thematic. Like, this thing is going to grab your eye on a shelf. So if you're someone who really likes to have your board game shelf really kind of like capture people's attention, or you do end caps for each of your, you know, if you have one of those cube-like board game shelves that we all know and love, and I have many of, if you have those, this is a great end cap game because it's just really beautiful and it fits perfectly. So taking the, actually, let's show you the back of the box. I'm scared to flip the box. So this is the back of the box. So as you can see, it has that very noir feel. It shows off all of the components in the game. It tells you exactly what you're getting. By the way, over 200 tokens in this, which is awesome. But it's really beautiful. So that's the back of the box. And now we're gonna hesitantly dive in. I say hesitantly. I'm actually really excited. I just mean hesitant in terms of making a mess, because there are, like I just said, 200 components in this. So this is what the inside looks like. And we're going to put it away neatly when we're done today, so you can kind of see how it will look when you put it away. So this is, of course, the rulebook. The rulebook has this really cool kind of, it's not as bright as the cover. It features the cover art, but it's a lot more faded. It looks more kind of worn, and I can't tell you how cool I think that is and how much it really captures that thematic feel of like a rainy noir setting. I think that's amazing. So the rulebook explains everything, and I have a rulebook in front of me right now so I can make sure I give you the correct names for all the components. It's about 8 pages, so that's really nice. But yep, so that's the rulebook. And then coming up next, we have the GM Workshop, Impossible Achievement, putting away board games neatly. I agree, I lose patience when I'm putting away board games. Sometimes at the end of these shows, if you don't see me put away the game, there's like a 90% chance I put it away a mess, and I shouldn't do that, but I do. But that's why I really love that. I'm fairly confident that this game does come with all of the Ziplocs that you see. Actually, I'm 100% sure, yes, it comes with all the Ziplocs, so that's going to really help you when putting stuff away. So next up is the casebook. And the casebook, I'm not going to go kind of through everything in detail, but you can see it has information about each of the cases and kind of what they do and, you know, the secrets. I'm not going to linger on this too long because I don't want to spoil you. Again, things can change every game, so it's not like they're going to be the same every game, but I have not had a chance to play this yet. Like I said, this is the only copy we have so far, so I am excited to play it. I don't want to spoil it for myself. So, continuing on, we've got, I'm going to just clear this out here, and I'm gonna kind of go through this. Let me organize these on the table for you guys, and then we will go into what each thing is. Tokens, tokens. How is everyone doing today while I am doing this? I hope that you are enjoying your day. I hope that you are having a lovely Tuesday. It's pretty cold here. It snowed over the weekend, and that was not fun, and it's still kind of been pretty cold outside. It's 17 degrees right now. I am not a person who loves the cold, personally. I went to college in the Midwest, but I am from New Jersey, and I did not enjoy the snow. I do not miss the snow of the Midwest. So, I hope that if you like snow and it has snowed near you, that you are enjoying it. If you dislike snow, I hope it is warm near you. But, yes. Alright. So, we're almost there on the components. The insert is also really nice on this. Again, we kind of didn't maximize the insert, putting it away after photos, because usually we're doing these really quickly, but the insert is really nice. I'm kind of revealing it as I go here, so you can see it. Got some dice that we'll talk about. And then we have the cards with the cases on them, also out of order. Alright. Okay. Cool. GM Workshop. It is negative 14.8 degrees here. Yay. And that's Fahrenheit. I am so sorry. I think it got that cold once or twice when I was in college. And I remember walking to class one time and my hair because my hair was wet. And it froze. And I literally got to class and my hair was an icicle. So I am so sorry. Emily, thank you so much for complimenting the art and the components. They are absolutely stunning, and I love how thematic they are. So, the next thing we're going to talk about is the detective placards. So there are 6 of these. They are double-sided. They have 2 detective options for each and kind of 2 specializations. But the specialization is the same for each color, so it's kind of color-coded, but you get to pick who your detective is, what their portrait is. So the first detective is Morgan Scarpetta. She's yellow, and her specialty is forensics, and each of these has a little quote on them. This one says, "We can all see, but can you observe?" So that's pretty cool. And then the other side of this is Dexter Scuito. I'm absolutely pronouncing that wrong. Scusho? I don't know. Anyone know how to pronounce that? But he's also forensics, and it's the same quote on both sides. And then you have on the detective boards, you have kind of the skills, and these are skill tiles, item tiles, detective tokens, and bad blood tokens, and things kind of go onto these detective boards. So the next color is red, and the first side is Roscoe Vargas. He is a closer, so that is his special skill. And it says, "The trouble with putting 2 and 2 together is that sometimes you get 4, and sometimes you get 22. I am bad at math, so I agree with that. I'm kidding. And then the other side is Emma Mars. Same thing. I really like her hat. I want a hat like that. Then we have green, and the first side of the green is Alice Kelly. And the specialty for green detectives is grit. Some people have more guts than brains. And then the other side is Gunnar Hammer, which is a name in a noir movie if I ever heard one. I love these. I love how thematic everything is. I'm really excited about this, in case you can't tell. And then we have orange, and the first side is Hannah McLeod. Her skill is deduction, and it says, "In a world that operates largely at random, coincidences are to be expected, but any one of them must always be mistrusted." And the other side is Adrian Marlowe, who's looking very dapper. And then lastly, we have purple, and the first side is Bridget Hayes, and the skill is intuition. And it says, "The world is full of people who mean no harm and cause a great deal of it." And then the other side is Hikaru Moto, who is also intuition. So those are your detective placards. And I'm hoping to do like a playthrough or like a tutorial on how to play this very soon on the channel. So keep an eye out for that, and that'll kind of have a more detailed explanation of how each of these components is incorporated into the game. I don't want to spend all day on that today, so I want to do a more focused video on that, and I'm hoping I can do that soon. So then we have detective tokens. So there are 24 small and 6 large detective tokens in each color. So there are 4 colors. And they are white, gray, orange, and pink. So these are put together kind of in a mix, but you can see these are the pink tokens. I'll take one out so you can see. So you can see this is what the pink tokens look like. They all kind of look like this, but there's small ones and large ones. And then in addition to the detective tokens, you have what are called bad blood tokens, which look like little teardrops like this, and they come in the same 4 colors. And you have 16 of these. And so all of these together, the shields, the bad blood tokens, and the black tokens that I'm about to show you, are all collectively detective tokens. So you have that. Then you have, these are the black tokens. The black tokens are specifically used by the Game Changer cards, so they function a little bit differently in the game than the regular detective tokens. So how they're used is dependent upon the Game Changer card. Next up we have, as we talked about, I don't think I have all the components in here, but that's okay. They might be underneath. I don't want to lift the thing out and make a mess. But next thing we have are the... I'm just realizing this now, but that's okay. Life happens. We're already live, so we're going to keep going. We have, these are skill tokens. And skill tokens are dependent upon color. You see they have 2 sides. There are 24 of these. Again, everything is in those same 4 colors, white, gray, orange, and pink. So there's that. We also have item tokens, which I have one here. And again, the pink. So there are 16 of these. And then we have, continuing on, the locations, which are these longer kind of cards. And they are also double-sided, so these are locations that you might visit during a case. And they indicate on the bottom which cases you use them in. So it's pretty cool, the way we use the double-sided mechanics to be able to incorporate more things without having to multiply the amount of components significantly. I am pretty positive that the rest of those tokens are underneath the insert, and I don't want to pull the insert out on you guys, but that's okay. So we have another little detective token right here, but that's fine. Then we have suspects, and the suspects are double-sided as well. So I'm concerned that the backside of the suspects are spoilers. Again, I haven't played this yet, so I don't know. But you can kind of see what the front looks like, and then I'll randomly grab 1 or 2 to show you the back. So it has little profiles. Again, this feels very immersive, very thematic. And this is what one of the backside ones looks like. I really like her. She looks like Rita Hayworth. But yeah, so it's again, the detail here is pretty cool. The art is amazing. For these, I really feel like they really went for it in terms of integrating the theme. So we have that. And next we have lawyers, which also are incorporated into the game as well. So the lawyers all have different names. So you have Alfonso Moxie, Grace Decoux, Gail Noseworthy, Joe Rye, I'm gonna hold these a little higher, Nancy Knuckles, that's a name, and Horatio Nation. And I didn't actually go over any of the names of the suspects, so I just want to do that really quick because I'm loving the names here. So we have, for the suspects, Montague Druitt, Walter Sickert, George Chapman, Thomas Haynes Cutbush, Thomas Nell Cream, and James Maybrick. And those are the suspects. And again, the other side, I guess I can say their names. Big Louie, Squinty the Clown, Mayor Tweed Long, Phil Fashion, Harold Highwire, Paisley St. Clair. So those are all of the suspects that are included. This is an item token. Next up after this we have assignment tiles. So assignment tiles are also a way that you can impact the game. They can give, for example, let's see, this one allows you to have a detective token. It kind of gives you a requirement that you have to fulfill, and then you fulfill it and you gain fame for fulfilling it. So there are 10 of these. And next after that we have the evidence cards. And there are a lot of these. There are 123 of these evidence cards, and so that's like a real big pile of cards. So they have the evidence on the back. Again, it's the cover art, which is fine with me. I love the cover art. And then on the front side, they're cards that you can draw during the game, and they again have different effects. There are some other cards mixed in with this, so I just want to make sure that I get everything together properly. Cool. Okay. So we also have, in addition to evidence cards, we have turn summary cards, which just kind of explain for each player how a turn goes. Just a reference card makes it a little bit more helpful and easier to follow. Which I'm someone who tends to get overwhelmed in games a lot with trying to keep track of what do I do on my turn. So I really like when games include reference cards like this. I find it really helpful. And then we have the Danger Round Track, which is, I'm 99% sure underneath this. Yep, there's everything else. And look, we missed a detective, so I'm doing it. I'm taking the insert out so we can look at the stuff. So let's look at the last detective. I knew the number seemed wrong, but I couldn't figure out why. So we also have a blue detective whose skill is Valor, and the first side is Grace and Smoke. Some people don't respond to civility. And the second side is Nora Bishop, also Valor. So that is pretty cool. This also means that my attempt to put everything away as I'm unboxing has failed, because now I have to take everything out to put everything back together. We have the rest of the item tokens, like we talked about. And then we have this is the danger / round track, so this is kind of how you keep track of the game, the level of danger in the game, and then it can keep track of how game changer cards affect the game, which we have not talked about game changer cards yet, so let's do that right now. The game also incorporates game changer cards, which can come out at different times during different cases, and they can really change the circumstances of the case. They can affect, you know, who the guilty party is. It can really change your experience of the game. I'm not going to show you the fronts of any of these because they, again, I don't want to spoil your experience. I want you to kind of experience everything for the first time, which I think is really the most exciting way to play a game like this. But the game varies every time you play. So that's something that's really cool about it. And then another thing that we have that I didn't discuss yet is the score pads. So the score pads will allow you to keep track of your fame level, the success level for each player. You have campaign mode score pads, which tracks the entire campaign. Then you have case mode for if you just want to play. Remember I talked about cases 2 to 6 can be played individually. Those that score pad is for that. So it's really cool that WizKids kept that in mind when we were putting together the game, having score pads for both, you know, regardless of which format you're wanting to play in. I really like that. And then the last thing we have are, these are skill dice, so you roll these at different points in the game. And that is, I believe, I hope, all of the components. There's another suspect we have not talked about, and this is Quincy Kildare. So that is the last suspect. So I am going to say that that should be everything. So that is Detective Rummy. It is fabulous. It is coming very soon. It's coming in the first quarter of 2022. I don't have an exact release date for you yet, but rest assured it's coming. It's going to be $64.99. This is a great game if you're into mystery games, if you're into kind of noir, intrigue kind of games, if you're into, you know, anything like that, or anything that's really thematic, or you like Rummy style games, this is going to be the game for you. If you played Mystery Rummy, you know, years ago when it was very popular, this is a great game for you. I am so excited for this. I'm hoping we can do a playthrough of this soon on the channel. But with that, that is Detective Rummy. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today and hanging out with me and doing this unboxing. If you have any questions for me about anything you're seeing on the show, you can follow me on social media. I am at @the_Blackthorne. I actually just announced a really cool thing that I'm doing this Saturday over on my Twitter account, so you can check that out, at @the_Blackthorne if you want to tune in. If you like RPG products and, you know, you want to check that show out, tomorrow on Model Behavior, I will be unboxing the WizKids Critical Role Pre-Painted Miniatures Wave 2 set. I am so excited for this. It's going to be fabulous, and that is tomorrow at noon Eastern Standard Time, so definitely check that out. But without any further ado, thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you stay safe. I hope you stay healthy. I love you. WizKids loves you. Detective Rummy loves you. Have a great day, everyone.